some fucking French toast.
All right, so I'm going to show you how to make some French toast, starting out with dairy milk. I use evaporated milk here. You can use any milk that you want, any dairy milk. I've experimented lately, and my favorite so far is heavy whipping cream. But whatever you use is going to be great. You're going to add a little bit of cinnamon and some vanilla extract. I would say about 1 cup of milk to 1 or 2 eggs. I don't like my French toast super eggy, so I stick to about, I think that's probably about a cup and a half, 2 cups of milk and 2 eggs. And then you just want to eye it with the cinnamon and the vanilla extract. You can use about a half a tablespoon, a couple teaspoons of vanilla extract. I feel it in my soul. I don't measure. So then I'm going to, actually, while I'm mixing the custard, that's what the mix for the bread is, the French toast is called. I got the butter melting over here. And then once the custard is made and the butter is melted, then I'm going to take my bread. I use brioche bread here. To me, that's the best for French toast. But you just want to use like a thick cut bread, something that's going to stand up and not just completely fall apart in this custard. So I'm showing this in real time. You're just going to take the bread, give it a quick dip in the custard. Make sure both sides are completely covered. You don't need to let it soak or anything like that. If you want to hit the sides, you can. It's really not necessary though. And then you're going to throw it in the pan to go ahead and cook with this brothers and sisters. And so this is just after I got them all in there, I'm going to turn it to medium heat and let it cook in that butter a little bit. And then I'm going to flip it. But I put them too close together so they stuck together. So make sure, especially if you put the custard on the side, that you give them a little bit of space to breathe. So then when I go to flip them, I added a little bit more butter in there, maybe another tablespoon of butter. And I'm going to go ahead and flip them over. Not directly on the butter, but I want to make sure, the butter's at least around. Because I like those crispy edges and I like the outside of my French toast to be a little crispy. If you don't like that, then just turn the heat down a little bit and it'll cook slower and it'll be softer. But even with these edges and the outside of that, and the outside being crispy, trust me, it's still so soft on the inside. And that's another important part about using brioche bread specifically, but something thick cut for sure. So this is what it pretty much looks like when it's done. And I'm going to flip it over one more time. To me, that side, you can eat it like this, but I flipped it over again. I didn't show it, but I flipped it over again so the other side could get, this side, can get a little bit crispier. But that's pretty much it for the French toast. And this is the syrup I use. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you because I'm not going to stop using it, honey. So the whole time that I was making the French toast, the bacon was cooking. If you make it in raw meat, you got to make sure that's cooking first. You don't want to cook just one thing at a time, but I'm just showing you one thing at a time. And then I took that bacon out and put the sausage right on in. And turned that to medium heat. And then actually I put a couple more pieces of bacon in that wasn't crispy enough. And I just cooked this up till it's nice and crispy, golden brown, sear, whatever you want to call it. But I do like a little bit of color on the sausages. So perfect. There we go. So next I'm going to show you about these eggs. I don't know who I think I am with these transitions. So with the eggs, let me tell you, honey, we are only using salt and pepper. If you're feeling frisky, you can maybe sprinkle a little parsley on top or put a little cheese in there if you got some fresh grated cheese or you got some cheese you need to use up. But for the most part, honey, when you talk a scrambled egg, salt and pepper is all you need. Do you see the flick of that wrist? But for real, salt and pepper is truly all you need. So you just make sure that's well incorporated and be light on the salt. You can be as heavy as you want with the pepper. But if you're in doubt about how much salt to put on there, just be easy. And then you can add a little bit more once it's on your plate. So I have this on low heat. I usually make my scrambled eggs on low heat with butter. This time I used a little bit of the bacon fat that was left. I will not be doing that again because I found that butter is just so much better to scramble eggs in. It's so slick and it's just, I don't know, it just adds to the texture and then it just makes it so non-stick. I have another video where I'm cooking the eggs in butter, so you will see it then. It's coming out soon. But for now, we're cooking it in this bacon grease and it worked. So we're just gonna, we don't want to move it around too much, but enough. And like I said, I'll show you in a different video, but this is how I made it. Once the eggs were pretty much almost done, I went ahead and cut that heat off. And this is pretty much good if you like soft scrambled eggs. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go ahead and serve these plates up. A couple pieces of French toast, the bacon, sausage, eggs. It was actually delicious. And we've had French toast. I've made French toast a few times since then. You see them plates, honey. It was good. It was delicious. That was amazing. And I took a nap after that. But that's the leftovers. So I hope you enjoyed this. Bye.